1, 2, 3. Greetings and salutations.
The universe is just doomed.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
It's me, Nicole.
And it's me, Tessa.
And Liana is here.
She's so namby-pamby.
And this is her special birthday episode, and she has chosen Drop Dead Fred.
Yay!
1991. Happy birthday, Liana.
Yay!
And so we're going to do the Doom Biz, but we're going to do something a little bit different because we got a nice, short, little funny voicemail here from a listener. So we're going to do a yearbook signing up top.
Up top.
So this is from Octavio Espinoza.
Yo, yo, yo. I just want to state that I am a long-time listener, first-time caller, just now getting over my Diane Weist infection. Love the show. Just want to say hi to Fancy Francis, Perky P, and the FCC. Y'all are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perky P and Fancy Francis say thank you.
We will let them know.
So yes, if you send us a voicemail to 702-720-DOOM, you too can be featured on our podcast.
You too, Bono.
No, Bono. Don't,
No, Bono.
Don't force a voicemail on us that we didn't ask for.
Doing his Bono, I dare you.
And if you join our Patreon, like Travis Alexander from the Hoppy Trails pod did today.
Yeah.
He joined at the $10 tier, which means you will see him in an upcoming movie photo edit.
Yes.
And he will get his own 30-second shout out.
Yes.
And you can too for the low price of $10.
Travis did.
Patreon.com/Doom Generation. And otherwise, Instagram, Doom Generation Pod. Hit that link tree.
Yep.
It's got the links to the thread list with all the merch. It's got the links to the voicemail. It's got all the stuff.
Everything.
So let's get in to Drop Dead Fred.
Drop Dead Fred.
Which is available right now for free on Tubi, y'all.
Yay. That's where I watched it.
So this was a pretty big one for me growing up. I mean,
Same.
There's definitely stuff from this movie I still say to this day.
All the time.
Rik Mayall is a comedy god.
Yes.
R.I.P. Was it 2014 you said?
2014, yeah, because it was him and they also wanted Robin Williams to do
But he died the same year.
Drop Dead Fred, but he did Hook instead, and they both died in 2014.
Which I'm thankful for because I love Rik Mayall.
Well,
as
I'm not
Drop
thankful
Dead
that
Fred.
they died.
I'm not
Like,
thankful they died.
You're like, well, I'm thankful
that he chose the role in
yes,
Hook.
I am also
not this
thankful
one.
that he did because this is such a weird, wonderful
Yes.
movie. I love this movie.
And then we got Phoebe Cates as Elizabeth, a.k.a. Lizzie, a.k.a. Betsy, apparently.
I guess.
Just for one
I don't know. If
1
anybody
second.
knows anything, we'll talk about that later. But if anybody knows anything, call 702-720-DOOM, please.
And you said they considered a lot of different people for her part,
Oh,
right?
shit. Yeah, there was a lot of them. I think Uma Thurman and Carrie Green.
Winona Ryder, you said?
Winona Ryder. That was another one. And, oh, shoot. Whatever. There was a lot of people.
And
that wanted to
Ashley
do it.
Peldon plays young Lizzie, which we discovered she does a lot of voiceover stuff. And
She does now. She did a bunch of stuff,
She was
when she was a child actor. She did a bunch of stuff, but then she didn't make the transition as easily, and I guess she did voiceover work.
And another late great Miss Carrie Fisher.
Yes.
As Janie.
And she rewrote a lot of her dialogue, which it's all gold.
It's all good.
It's everything she says is so good.
Tim Matheson as Charles.
Oh, fucking Charles. Fuck you, Charles.
Piece of shit,
Piece
Charles.
of shit, Charles. I fucking hate Charles so hard.
Ron Eldard as Mickey Fart Pants.
Mickey Fart Pants. Mickey Bunce.
And Bridget Fonda as Annabella.
Yes,
I
guess
want to be your fella.
I'm your fella, Annabella. Oh, God, fuck that guy. But no, I guess she did this because she was friends with Phoebe Cates or something like that. And I guess she's uncredited, and I didn't see her.
Because I didn't see her either. And then when I saw her in the movie, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. Bridget Fonda, no panties. I remember.
No panties. Yeah, Point of No Return. I love that movie.
And then the only other one I have is Marsha Mason as the mom, as Polly.
Yeah, the mom I had on there, Marsha Mason.
Anybody else?
No, nothing like that.
Well, let's get into this childhood fantasy.
Let's do it. So we've got Mother reading a bedtime story
Yes,
to her
reading her some fairy
adorable little
tales.
child. And the little girl starts asking questions like, well, did they
Did she
live
live happily ever after?
Of course they did, Elizabeth.
Because she was a good little girl. If she was
Right.
naughty, the prince would have run away.
What a pile of shit.
And our animated
I know.
opening
Yay!
begins. You know we love it.
Yes. So now Lizzie's going over what she's going to say to her cheating ass piece of shit
Yeah,
husband.
so this is 21 years after this pile of shit comment.
Right. She has now grown up. This is her in present day. And her husband, the Jaguar, who loves luxury.
Oh, God. And does he own the dealership or does he
No,
just
he's
work
just
at
a
the dealership?
salesman at the Jaguar dealership. I don't know who the fuck he thinks he is.
And why is she driving this piece of fucking shit
It is
when
a
her
piece
husband
of
drives a
shit.
Jaguar?
I know. Well, she's dressed like a substitute teacher. She's like,
No offense to substitute teachers.
no,
out there.
none offense at all. But like
In
they
the
had
90s,
that look
this is how
on a
substitute teachers
lockdown.
dressed.
It was like they saw that fit and were like, "Yo,
That big like hair bow
yes,
or whatever.
the hat she wears, the little pinafore things. Like,
Yep.
tell me. So anyhow, she goes in there. She's going over what she's gonna say, and she's like, yeah. He like gaslights her in the thing.
Yep.
Like it was your idea
For me
I
to
should
leave and go live with
go
Annabella.
and live with Anna. And she's like, oh, I don't think I said that.
Yeah.
And like,
He just openly tells her, I couldn't help but be bewitched by Annabella.
oh, I know.
I would slap the
I
shit
would've
out of
beat
him.
the yes.
You're going to tell me to my face, like, it was my idea for you to go with the woman you've been cheating with?
We're fighting. We're fighting. I mean, like, I can't imagine. Well, obviously, he felt confident enough in that
Because he knew
course
she's
of
a
conversation.
fucking wet rag.
I know. Well, like, she comes from. When we find out where she comes from with this mother of hers, I guess it's really no wonder that she puts up with this second
just
best
repeating
shit.
that cycle.
This isn't even second best shit. This is like so far down on the list. It's sad.
Because the next lady who comes in to buy a car, he's out there
he's
flirting
like-
with her.
Right. Like, yeah, of course he's trying to sell the Jag, but
Yeah, and she's
Whatever.
following him in her shitty fucking car, trying to talk to him still.
so yeah, her car is shitty. Her marriage is ending. She calls her good Judy from a payphone.
I mean, she leaves her purse in the car.
I know, foolish. The car's broken into. Her purse gets stolen.
The car gets
The
stolen.
car gets stolen. She runs back to work where she's a court reporter, and she's fired.
Yep.
What a fucking day.
What a day. Like,
What
and
a
she tells
day.
the judge, I lost my
know.
money, my car, and my husband. And he's like, wow, that was a busy lunch break. And it's
Right,
like, and then you
all
fired
in
her?
one lunch hour.
Damn.
Like, she had to have been fucking up before that because, I mean, like,
Well,
I
her
know
husband's been cheating. Of course she has
court
been.
business is serious business, and you can't just, like, whatever,
Yeah.
keep them waiting. But, like, she literally ran probably all the way back.
Who knows how far?
Who knows? So, anyway, she, like, trips over this briefcase and runs into old Mickey Bunce,
I used to be her neighbor as a child.
and he's there getting a divorce.
She doesn't like that word.
Oh, I don't like it. You got to work things through. And
He mentions he got his daughter.
right. And he's like, she's a lot like you used to be. And she's like, what are you talking about?
He's like, you don't remember
Right,
what you
like-
did to my grandma?
She's like, I didn't do anything to your grandma. And he's like,
That's what you said back then.
You said Fred did it. And she was like, oh. And we have this flashback of this kindly looking old woman working
Doing
in the
her
garden.
gardening.
Oh, Grandma Bunce! Oh, and she's covered with like yellow paint. It was what you think, but it's yogurt.
What?
Wow.
There's a cat
Is that Grandma
yelling
Bunce?
so loud. I don't know if that picked up, but there was just a wow from outside.
Grandma, oh, because we were about to mention the shaved cat.
Oh, that's why. So she remembers borrowing her
You're
dad's
off.
electric shaver
You busted tail cat.
and shaving the cat.
Yes.
No meow for that
nothing
one, huh?
Okay, fine, whatever. So he mentions that everybody was a little afraid of her mother.
Yes.
Like she talks about he was always around because, my mother was like my mother is. And he's like, yeah, we're all afraid of your mother. So
She talks about how Fred was the only one who would stand up for her to her mom.
that he was not afraid of her. So Carrie Fisher comes to save the day. And she's like, pain makes you interesting. Look at Elvis. And she's like, didn't he kill himself? He's like, yeah, but before that,
He was so
very
interesting, yes.
interesting. So now they do some affirmations.
I don't need a man to complete my life. I am perfect the way that I am.
Yes, and I hate Charles. And she can't say it
I
because
still love him.
I love him. I do. Like, oh,
Gross.
Wow.
He's not a good guy.
he is
dude.
not worth it, like at all. He's icky.
And she comes home to their apartment and her mom is there cleaning.
Right. She thinks it's Charles, but no, her mom is there and she's packing her shit.
Yeah, she's already
She's
there.
like, you're coming
insisting
home
she
with
come
me.
Home.
And she's like, no, I'm not. I'm staying here.
Yet the next scene is her arriving in
Right,
her childhood home.
She is indeed going home with mother. And she's like, now everything is perfect. But don't go in there. I just had that carpet shampooed.
Yeah, so she's got like a rope up over where the carpet's just been
You
done.
know that's the room that no one's allowed to go in anyway.
We don't have one of those rooms.
I know. I've always wanted one though.
Yeah? Green Gardens will have a sitting room.
Just but no
formal
one's
sitting
allowed to
room.
sit in there. It's like a museum. Their house is a museum for people to come to see.
That's us. The Adams family. We're all going to change our last name to Adams.
Yes. Why not?
So she goes up to her childhood bedroom, this pink bedroom, which I
Oh,
do love.
yes.
She's got that little pink phone, a little pink radio.
That's super cute. Like the lamp is really cute.
yeah.
Like the pink is a little
It's a lot of
jarring,
pink, yeah.
But the other things are nice. It's all very cute. But the phone is
I love that phone.
I love
yeah.
the phone. So she finds in her closet some shit, and then she finds a Jack-in-the-Box all taped up
And she puts it on the windowsill.
and cries herself to sleep.
And then she has a flashback to her in bed as a kid.
Right. She's like awakened when that super cute light goes off and a hand comes out from under her pillow and pops
Smacks
her
her
on
in
the
the
forehead.
head.
And grown Lizzie now wakes up. And
Touching her head like,
she's like,
"What?"
oh. And then like this is like the spooky part. It's like
Yeah.
it's one spooky part after the other, and then it's not spooky no more really. But like the
Jack in the Box
starts to play.
Knob starts to spin super fast.
Faster and faster and faster. And then when she turns on the light, it stops.
And then it just goes real slow. Mm-hmm. And she just casually picks it
I
up
know.
with no concern on her face whatsoever.
Nope. She wants to know what's going on. So she untapes the thing and a little ball, boop, boop, boop,
Little
boop,
green and
boop,
red
boop.
hairy ball.
right? Shaving a haircut, 2 bits. And she looks under the bed
And it's gone.
and it's gone. And then she gets up and, hello,
Nutface!
Snotface!
Yuck, what happened to you?
You're older.
Even
You're even
uglier."
uglier. And he's like, what happened?
Black, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to be sick all
yeah,
over you
lie down.
immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
Yes.
He's like, where are the dolls? Hello, Jemima. Hello, Angelique. Hello. You're going
Gonna
to die. Mr. Pooh. Oh, God.
Yes, so he is full of energy.
No. Yes.
She's like, I'm dreaming.
Right. Like, this isn't happening. So he's like, oh, wait. I forgot to give you something.
Oh, yeah. Picks his nose and wipes it on her
Wipes
cheek.
on her face. And oh, my gosh. So now he's like, oh, you're grown up. Like, great.
Ooh, grown-up things to smash.
Right? There's loads of grown-up things to smash. So now they go downstairs and he goes outside and comes back in hand walking. And he's like, I got some dog poo.
And goes right on
here.
this freshly clean carpet. Not just the carpet. Not only does he rub dog shit all over this white carpet, but he rubs it all over this white furniture, which, you know what? If you got white carpet and white furniture,
Right?
you're just asking for somebody to come in and wipe dog shit all over that.
Dog poo on your chair. All along there.
like,
Lovely,
yep.
lovely, smelly dog poo.
And she just like goes to bed. Well, no,
Right,
her mom
she's
comes
like-
out and sees her standing there, but doesn't hear any
like,
of that.
He wants to do Mother Sucks in the ink, and then
Yes,
she's like,
and she catches
she
it.
catches it. She's like, no, like let's play hide and seek.
Yes, and he loves hide and
Love
seek.
hide and seek. So then she counts, and then he runs out to hide. And she's like, "What am I doing? Like I'm dreaming. Like this isn't actually happening." So she goes up to bed, I guess.
Yeah, she wakes
After
up
that.
in the morning.
And she goes downstairs and sees the carpet is clean, but that's only because
Her mother is just scrubbing the hell out of this
scrubbing
carpet.
dog shit out of the
And I'm sorry, she's in her 20s. Wake her ass up
yeah.
and tell her,
What is
come
this?
scrub this fucking dog
Like,
shit
what
out of my
happened?
carpet.
Did somebody break into this house? Like, do I need to call somebody or did you do this
Yeah. And like she just had it clean. She didn't clean it herself. You
No.
wouldn't call a cleaner to come clean dog shit
She
off
just
your
had it
furniture and carpet?
shampooed. And how did she get that chair clean? There's no
Ugh,
way. She threw that
no
chair
way.
out. You'd have to.
And like the fact that Lizzie just went to bed and didn't even attempt to clean the
I
shit.
mean, I
she
guess-
just was like, well, it's a dream, whatever.
Right.
It'll
I
be
guess
fine.
she
But
didn't believe that
and
that
the
could actually
outfit
happen.
her mom is cleaning shit in,
I know. She's wearing pink tights, pink pumps.
and this
pink
apron
suit.
that's just a sheer, like
Yes.
embroidered, beautiful little
She is
apron,
dressed straight out of Dynasty.
sitting on the carpet cleaning doo
Yeah, scrubbing shit out of her white carpet. Nice.
And Fred appears in the doorway. Oh no! First, Lizzie asks her mom if she remembers her imaginary friend, and she's like, "No, I don't remember Drop Dead Fred."
I don't remember Drop Dead Fred at all.
And then he appears in the doorway,
Yeah, who's for snot flicking? Bloop.
all pissed that he hid in the shed all night, and
Right.
she never even looked for him.
Right. He's like, oh my God.
The mega bitch.
Is it? It is.
Let me at her.
Give me an axe. No, give me a chainsaw.
Cut her into tiny little pieces.
Oh man. And like she's trying to ignore him.
Yeah, she's pretending they're in the
Like-
kitchen now. She's pretending like she doesn't see him.
Right. Yeah. And like are you gonna be doing any gardening today?
Yeah. Her mom's like making food or doing something. And,
Right.
And he gets all in her face. The death breath.
Yes, she killed me with the death breath. And then like he gets in the fridge and she's like, oh, maybe there's a steak in there. We could drive it straight through her heart.
Wrong kind of steak, Fred, but good plan. And she shuts his head in the fridge.
Right. He pulls it out and it's
He's got big flat pancake head.
Mega bitch squashed my,
head.
head. The bitch.
The evil one reigns supreme.
Oh, and he's trying to like squish his head back together. And once he does, he scoots along the floor.
And looks under mom's dress.
Cobwebs.
And she can't help herself. She starts laughing.
Right. And he's like, well, you want me to go say the magic words and I'll piss off.
Piss off!
Ah, it's not the magic words.
And her mom's like, hey, did you just tell me to piss
Yeah,
off?
she's like, no, I said it, but I didn't say it to you.
No wonder Charles left you.
Right?
You don't know how to make a marriage work.
Yeah, like you do.
Like you do,
Come
bitch.
on. Obviously, you don't neither.
And then Fred heard that. He's like, "Whoa, you got married?"
Yeah, he's even doing it like
the pigeons.
Yuck.
And then he goes outside to try to kill pigeons with a shovel.
Right. Or he's like, you know, oh, you grew up and got married. And she's like, you got to go away. He's like, I can't. I'm stuck here because you're all alone and you're all unhappy. And I can't get home again until you get happy.
And smacks her in the face with a shovel.
Right. She's
The
like,
only thing that would make me happy is to get Charles back.
boo, 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 boo.
So he's like, fine, I'll help you.
Right. I'm like, when did you ever help me?
That's what I've always done.
Right. And she's like, no, you didn't. Did not.
Did you?
Fine. I'm gone forever. And
I
I'm-
hate you.
I'm
Kicks
gonna-
her in the shin.
Right. I'm going to throw myself in front of the first fire truck that I can see.
And he does.
And it knocks him right out of his boots.
All just the little red boots remain in the street. And she has a flashback to him coming to wake her up as a kid to play burglars.
Right. He's like, look, we're going to play real burglars. I made your sweater all stripy.
Which, what do you think he made it stripey with? Was that dog shit?
Who could say? Who could say?
was Fred.
Probably shoe polish. Who knows? But he wants to wear sweaters and Buster Browns.
Mm-hmm. So they go to the kitchen trash can for their burglar bag.
So yeah, they take the bag out of the trash can.
Throw the trash all over the kitchen.
Right. And they're like powdering it.
Yeah.
Like making a mess. She's like, this is really expensive. So we better be really careful. That little
Yes.
teapot, they just drop
Just
it.
dropping it. So they get all the silverware. They get the teapot. The parents are waking up like hearing
Right, like,
these
oh
sounds.
my gosh. And like nobody thinks to check on the kid.
Nope.
Like
Nope,
whatever.
never.
Not once.
Nope.
Not once in this whole thing.
And
so
oh
now,
no, gladioles
So she sneezes and that makes Fred
fly around the
blah, blah, blah.
room.
And how awful is this that her moms need to have gladioles around all the
When
time?
you know
It's
she's
like,
allergic. God, what a bitch. What a mega beast.
she's a fucking bitch.
So dad calls the cops, but they're sealing the downstairs phone.
Yeah.
And so they cut the wire.
They cut the phone lines. So then they're like, we got to get out of here. So Fred goes to break the window. It takes a great sophisticatedliness. And he smashes it like, oh,
With a
I
hammer.
love those breaking noises.
And he puts her out the window, and her little sweater gets caught on the broken glass.
Right. And they are trying to bury the stuff in the garden outside, someplace where they'll never, ever find it. Not even them.
And the cops arrive and
Right.
just like kick their door in.
Right. Like they don't see. I mean, it's dark out there, I guess. But like.
Yeah, they don't see them just standing in the front yard.
No. Like at least. I mean, I guess they wouldn't see him.
No.
They probably wouldn't have seen the little girl. But
I guess
like,
not.
I don't know.
She was in like a white nightgown, but okay.
That's true. And a yellow sweater. It was stripy.
I would have thought at least a child ghost was haunting the front yard.
Did you know your front yard is also haunted?
By child ghosts?
Or at least the broken window? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. This is all silly.
So the dad runs out and tackles the
Yes.
cop down the stairs because he
Nigel,
thinks it's
don't
the
die!
robber.
Right. He almost gets shot.
Gun goes off. And Fred's like, I'll take the rap. Just go tell them Drop Dead Fred did it.
Right. But nobody hears her.
And then he's hiding in the tree.
Right. She's like, I thought you said you weren't a coward.
And she seems like totally fine with her dad getting arrested. They're very cheerful in the tree.
Well, I know. Well, because she's safe with Fred. Like that's.
I guess, yeah.
Like nobody even notices that this child is in the house. Like the mom is going.
No one ever looked for her.
With the dad. The
She's
dad's
outside
getting
in a
arrested.
tree.
She's outside in a tree, and nobody's even mentioned to the cops or anything that our daughter is in the house.
Maybe his mommy's right. I never do anything right.
She would listen to her. You're great.
Your mom
She's
sucks.
not.
Yeah. Don't ever be like your mom.
Yeah, they make a pinky promise, and
Back
all of
in
that is over.
now, she's still standing there looking at his boots in the street.
Right, and her mom's like, "Come on, we gotta go. We're gonna get Charles back."
So it's makeover time. Make you look just like your mom.
Oh my
like
God.
literally.
In the same outfit,
the literal
the same-
exact same outfit and hair. I
It's
would never.
awful. I would never. So when they get home, there's a note,
Oh yeah.
and it's from Charles.
I miss our mornings.
Oh God, yes.
Our little games, and she has this like little flashback
Oh,
of
this little montage of their home
he
life.
must be like a good 5 to 10 years older than her. Like
At
because the way
least.
just from the way she acts and the
Well,
way he
yeah,
talks
that
about
he's-
her and stuff, like
Right, that she's like in need of being
she's just a
taken care of.
child.
Well, that's what her mother says.
That's what
to
I
him.
mean,
Like,
yeah.
like she's looking for a father figure.
So
She
she
wants to put her tiny hand in his.
so she runs back to their place looking for Charles, and he's not there.
No.
But Fred's there.
Right.
Shut yourself.
Yeah. She's like, ah!
I thought you were dead.
Yeah, like, no, nothing can stop Drop Dead Fred.
You gotta leave. I'm expecting Charles.
Oh, we're expecting Charles. Well, there's just one problem. Charles isn't coming. I wrote the note.
And she gets all sad.
It's like,
I don't have a husband. I got a stupid haircut.
yeah, I got a stupid haircut. You look just like your mother. Another little mega beast.
So she's all upset, and he's like, "It's only a joke."
Right. And she's like, but it's like not
She's
funny.
she's all super sad. He folds his ear into itself and
right.
pops it out.
Gives
That
her a
doesn't
linty
cheer her up.
cookie.
He wants to know what's so special about Charles.
Right.
Can he make you puke like I can?
Not like you can, and like,
But I love him.
I love him, and he's like,
I've never heard anything so disgusting in my life.
romance. Bleh. And
then
like,
he-
oh, what's this?
This poster for a wine tasting
It's-
party.
Oh, will Charles be there?
He will.
Oh, well, then we have to go. I'll be your date.
Oh, can you imagine? And we don't need to because it will happen.
It's gonna happen. We don't need to imagine.
Liana got some gladiolis in the
I
background. over
know
there.
there was. We insist upon keeping them around, even though she's allergic.
So that night at 2:00 in the morning, she sneaks out. Fred is sleeping like a bat in the living room.
Right, and he wakes up like he snaps his eyes open while she's trying to sneak away quietly, and she goes to Janie's houseboat.
Why does she have a river condominium?
I don't know. That was like an actual residence. It was somebody's home.
Right? Like she got mail there?
Yeah, like that. I mean, it was like in real life, someone's actual home that they borrowed, I guess, or used for the filming
Oh, wow. Okay.
of the movie. But yeah, like I don't know, it'd be kind of rad to live on a houseboat like
Like,
that.
I don't hate it, but it seems funny for that character.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause
maybe
she's
kind of
like
character.
a high power. Like, is she an attorney or something?
I don't
Or
know
she's
what
like,
they're doing. Like they seem like lawyers because of what they're kind of talking about.
And I
in that
assume
board
because
meeting?
they're best friends and she's a court reporter, like
Oh yeah,
that's
maybe because
how
they're
they
all
met.
like in the legal system, in the judicial system. I mean, I've been drinking, but yeah, like that's weird. But I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool, especially something like that, like a tri-level
Yeah.
fucking houseboat with them little smokestacks and a
would've-
paddle in the back.
You would have thought there was like bedrooms in there, but she sleeps on the couch.
Well, she sleeps on the couch. Well, she's got the whole. Who knows what kind of setup
I don't
Janie's
know.
got up there when Murray comes over for his one shtup a month.
Oh my God. So yeah, so she shows up and she's like, you can't come in. Like Murray's here.
Right, like you picked one night.
He can only come one night a month, and he goes all night.
And she's like, he goes like he's an animal. Like,
Yeah.
no, he shits in the corner and eats with his hands. Like, yes.
Yes, that's what I mean.
He's
This
like, are you coming
55-year-old
back,
man goes all
Jamie? He
night.
took his gas station goat pills.
There was no Viagra in
His horny goat
1991.
weed
So.
from the gas station. The riverboat gas station.
But Fred heard her leave, and so even though she
Right.
thinks she's hiding out in this houseboat, she wakes up with all her hair cut off.
Right. Well, while she's sleeping,
She dreams
she
about
has a dream about the time she woke up with
as
all
a
of her
child with all her
Yeah,
hair cut
snot
off.
face, snot face. Look what I've done. And she, what's her name, wakes her up, and she's like, "What are you shedding?"
Yeah, like seriously, there's just hair all over her pillow. And Murray's never had imaginary friends, just wet dreams.
Oh, fucking gross, Murray.
Murray, come on. now.
Gross, Murray. That's disgusting, Murray.
And I'm sorry, my first order of business waking up like that would be to fix my hair.
Yeah.
She went out on the little boat porch and had a cup of tea, and I'm like, no, go first fix your hair.
I mean, she doesn't know where Janie's scissors are.
I don't know, man.
I did like earlier, but when she gets there, she asks her, "Is this a Marilyn Quayle lookalike?"
Yes, because her hair.
That's what I always think of when I see that look, is like a Marilyn Quayle lookalike contest.
I'm totally.
But anyhow, so Lizzie is out on the porch and she thinks she sees Charles out on the water.
And this simp.
I know, for some insane reason. Like, that's Janie's house.
Well, like, you know where he lives and you know where he works, and he's on that boat
I
alone.
know.
So why do you need to chase him in your friend's house?
Why are you chasing him in your friend's condominium?
You've never driven a fucking river condominium?
I know. What possessed you? Because that wasn't Fred.
No,
That wasn't
she
Fred
did that.
made that decision.
He
She
fucked up
cho-
the boat, but
he
she
fucked
chose
it up,
to chase him.
But she chose to
And of course
disengage
Fred's
the
like,
fucking
"Pirates!"
Yes, I'm Fred. She's like, don't touch anything.
But
He's
of
like, "Yeah,
course he's going to.
I'm the pirate that doesn't touch anything except that one." And like, oh, that one, beep, 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 beep. That's like the self-destruct button. It was all like,
right?
the
That's
big
everything
red
was
button.
connected to the big
The
red button.
jolly candy-like button.
And of course he goes to fix the engine and is just like smashing shit with a
Smashing it.
wrench.
Like, drown the fishes, kill all the pirates. And he tells her, like, we'll get eye patches and cut off our legs and glue on wooden
glue
ones.
on wooden ones, because that's how that works.
That's
You just
indeed
glue
how
them
that
on.
works. You glue it on. So now he's smashing all the shit. This houseboat is sinking.
He's like cartwheeling on the roof while it's fucking sinking.
Well, you know, these things happen. So now she walks.
She
I
walks
guess,
her
again,
soggy ass kids right into Janie's office
soaking wet, to tell Janie what happened.
to call her out of a meeting where everyone can see her through this big
With her
open
hair
glass meeting.
still.
Yes. And tells her
She
about
looks
her
like a
house
crazy
and
person.
blames Fred.
Right. And she's
Come
like,
on. And Janie
Oh
is
my God.
surprisingly calm about this.
she
in the
really
moment.
is. Like, she's like, okay. And now once they look in there, like, Lizzie's like, oh shit, Fred's
in your chair.
in your seat. And she's like, I can't see him. I'm sorry.
And I love his little outfit
I know. And
changes.
he's like the little pointy.
He's got
like,
his-
all right, do it to him, Murray. Like, you.
Yes.
Like,
He's like all about it.
picking his nose, like, oh, it's gone. It's gone.
Yes. No. Oh, you got it. You got it. You got it. And so Janie can't see him, but that won't stop her from killing him.
She goes in there and takes this. She like,
She
"Hello,
talks to his
little
dick."
guy." And he's like,
He's like, yeah? You talking to
she's like,
him, huh?
I'm just gonna borrow this for a second. And she
Drags
wheels
the
him
chair out.
And why? I don't know why she thought this was gonna be a good idea. She's like, do I got him? And Fred makes
And where
Lizzie.
everyone she works with can see, she assaults invisible
That's
Fred.
for the boat. That's for ruining the one step I get when Murray's wife is out of town.
And so, oops, everybody just heard.
I know,
that-
but everyone's looking at Murray like, oh, all right. Hey, you got Janie, yeah.
And so, yeah, he was not in the chair, though. He
No.
was standing over next to Lizzie. So
Right.
that was
He's
all
like,
for naught.
Oh
Yes.
my God. And she's like, oh, we got to get out of here. So now,
Before we
is it
find
time?
out what happens next, it's time for a break.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll be right back.
Nicole,
Tessa,
guess what?
what?
The Anchor ad is gone.
I forgot to tell you something.
You're always forgetting stuff.
Anchor turned into Spotify for podcasters.
Oh, what? So they changed it.
Yeah, but all they changed was the name.
Oh, thank goodness.
You can still create, edit, and distribute your podcast from the phone or the computer.
Wait a minute, though. Is this still free?
It is still free.
And
yes. You can make money on Spotify
What?
for podcasters.
No way. They're actually going to pay you for this?
They'll give you an ad. You can get subscriptions to your podcast.
Other people will pay you too?
Can you believe that we get paid to do this?
That's silly.
And if you want to see how easy it is and make some money on the side, go to spotify.com/podcasters.
You should do it. We're doing it. You do it. Everyone should do it.
Tell them Doom Generation sent you.
Yes.
And we are back.
We're back and we have gone to the mall with Lizzie and Fred, and she's trying to find an outfit for the gala.
That's perfect. It looks like a bruise.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it looks like a big bruise. And like she's like, I gotta go. I'm having lunch with an old friend and you're not invited.
And he's mad. Like,
Right. Like
what?
So Lizzie meets Mickey for lunch, and it's Charles's favorite restaurant.
God,
And
she's
he's
such
like,
a simp.
And he's like, oh, okay, thanks, whatever.
And like, yeah, Mickey's Mickey fart face, but
I
he's
know.
cuter than Charles.
I know, like Mickey
got
is
his little-
way
he's
cute.
got
He's
his
got his
little earring.
like double ear pierce. I saw that shit, Mickey.
What's up?
I know.
What's up, Kroger brand Tim Roth? You're adorable.
Right? He's like soft Tim Roth.
He is. Soft serve Tim Roth.
Soft serve, creamy white,
Creamy white Tim Roth.
Dairy Queen.
Yes. Or he's the lactose intolerant. He's a lactose free Tim Roth.
He's
the
frozen
super
yogurt.
safe.
He's
Yes,
Frogurt.
He's the frozen yogurt one. Yeah.
Gluten free.
But yeah, so she's having lunch with Mickey, and of course Fred shows up. Like,
He was like, oh, Mickey Fart Pants, who let him grow up?
he remembers him. Which, how did he recognize him from being 5?
I mean, I guess because Fred would just know.
I guess he recognized her.
Yeah, that's true. Because like that child had blue eyes, and grown-up Lizzie does not have blue eyes,
And he still recognized her.
and he
so-
still recognized her. Like that girl now, I wouldn't recognize her now. We were looking at pictures
No, yeah.
of the grown-up.
I wouldn't recognize her now at
I would,
all.
if I saw her on the street, I wouldn't put it together that she was young Lizzie.
Nope. And so he's simping now too. I love your hair.
Right.
I love the way you sink houseboats. Which, did she tell
I
him
guess
she sunk
that
a houseboat?
I guess. Like, so what have you been up to? Like, oh,
Right?
you know me, sunk a houseboat.
My best friend, she had this houseboat.
I mean, I would
totally
be.
sunk it.
She took it really well. I mean, I guess it worked out, but like, I don't know. I'd be pretty mad at you if you sunk my fucking house.
right?
Though.
With all my belongings.
With all
on
my
it?
yeah. She's like, yeah, it's still there, but it's like not so close to the top.
Yeah,
to
and I'm
wa-
like, you are being very
like that is all of my like my photos and shit. Like all of
Yes.
my belongings. I don't know. She took it real well. But anyhow, so now she's yes, Mickey, go on. So now she's like that. He talks about that woman over there, like that's sitting. She like that was her.
Yes,
arm.
he's like, so Fred is like forcing her arm up. He's like forcing her to throw her glass.
Like she would be treated for Tourette's
right?
if
She
this
had
is,
like,
like-
hardcore tics.
or something. Yeah, like she couldn't. Like she's like please pulling the plate up to her face.
Which, like, let go. Because if
I know.
your plate flies from the table into the air and Mickey sees it,
right.
well, then you have an imaginary friend.
I know, but if
Proof.
she lets go, then I guess it's just gonna fall onto the table because so will he.
I guess.
I mean, I don't know. He'll make it look like she's crazy anyhow.
So she's flinging plates and breaking glasses, and Mickey's like, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, why did you do that? And she's like, I'm crazy. And he's like, yeah, he's into it. He starts throwing pasta around.
And he wants to be like her.
Right. He's like knocking trays out of the waiter's hand, and they get thrown out of this restaurant.
And she takes off. He goes back for her bruise dress.
Right.
But she walks off and starts arguing with Fred in the middle of this like violin concert in the
I
middle
know,
of the mall.
like
I don't want
She's
to.
yelling at herself
Yeah.
like nobody sees this. Like, Lizzie,
I don't want an imaginary friend anymore.
all right, well, I'm gone then. I'm gone.
Until he
Go
blinks
then.
into the concert.
Right. She hears the violin start to get sour.
And she goes to beat his ass and realizes she's beating the violinist with her
Beating
purse.
the fucking brakes off of this
Uh-huh.
woman. Just like, bah!
Broke her damn violin.
Right? It's like it's a Stradivarius. And she fucking broke.
So she gets arrested by mall security, and mommy comes to write a check for the violin.
She comes to collect her and then takes her to Dr. Ryland.
A child psychologist who specializes in imaginary friends.
Right? Like she's sitting there in the waiting room talking to that woman. She's like, he's really the best or whatever. And she's like, oh no. She's like,
I don't have a
child.
child.
She's like, well, who's in there? She's like, my mother.
And the
Like,
lady's
which
face,
one of
like,
you is it? She's like, me.
Yeah.
Like she goes, okay. And then like Fred's like, let's get out of here. She's like, I'll leave when I want to.
And the lady's like, don't attack me.
All right.
And
So-
then it's reunion time for
Yes.
the imaginary friend club.
Fred looks around the office and he sees that all his friends are there. And he's like, go to hell, Herman. And like, punch me.
Yes, and they start like
Velcro Head and Graggy. And they're like, blah, 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 blah.
and none of these kids or her can see anybody
No.
but their own imaginary friend, which is so sad. They don't see this little party of friends
I know.
happening.
Like they see, because she's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm playing with my friends.
And who knows what she's thinking? Like
I
my
know, like,
imaginary friend has
has
imaginary friends.
right?
Fuck.
And like, here comes Graggy with his little balloon, and they're like, "That's so namby-pamby."
And here comes Namby Pamby.
You called, and there she is, and oh, Namby. And then they're like, "Let's have a sick contest."
And all the kids just see their imaginary friends pretending to be sick everywhere
And Velcro Head does his little trick and explodes his head
into clockwork or
or
something. Yeah.
and like it looks like toys.
Yeah.
It gives me toys.
Gives me. Oh, we need to do toys. Is that on our list?
I don't know. I think so.
I think it is, but not
That's
this
a weird.
year.
No,
That's
not
another
this
weird
year.
one.
Maybe another year.
So Dr. Ryland prescribes some green pills for Lizzie, and
they're
the
like,
friends are
"Oh,
like, no,
Don't let her take the green ones. And like, remember Go-Go Mel? And Velcro Head is like,
Pulls his Velcro off his throat.
he's like, all of them. And he's like, oh, no, well,
I'll be fine.
I'll be
It's
fine. Whatever. We'll see. So now they're back at home and Mother has gotten this nurse.
This fucking nurse.
Oh, she is
Nurse
good.
Ratchet,
She
worse
is
than Nurse Ratchet.
awfully good. I like her.
And so she basically threatens her like,
Right. She's like, I got a
I got
black,
a black
belt.
belt,
and
yeah.
I'll break you like that. Like you're going to behave, flake.
so she goes to get her pills, and Fred pops up like, we got to get out of here. And then Mickey's at the door asking for her. He brought her dress
first
back.
she's like, no, I don't want to, do any of that. And he's like, there's two of them now and they've got pills. It's already started. You picked up a piece of broccoli. I was like, oh, what a lovely piece of broccoli. It's disgusting.
Ah.
And like, then she has that flashback, right? Of like her mother when she finally gets rid of Fred. This is before like Mickey gets there. Like she has that flashback.
Oh, when he's
of
asking if you remember when your dad threw the Mega Beast out the window.
Right. And she's like, yeah, but you wanted to.
Yeah, it never happened, but you
Right.
wanted it to happen.
And then they have the flashback of like she's cutting her hair from when the first time when he cut her hair.
her mom's, fixing her haircut.
Right. And she's like, oh, I can't believe that you did this, whatever. And her dad's like,
He knocks the Wheaties over onto the floor.
right. She's like, oh, God, you're just as bad. Like she's being a real bitch. She's wearing pumps in the house with hosiery. So I guess, you'd be pissed too. And then she talks about making pants pie with Fred
With
and like,
vodka
we
and
need
Daddy's
vodka.
pants.
And she's like, vodka and pants pie.
Daddy, how about we throw mommy out the window? It won't hurt her. She'll land right in the gladioles.
It's like, don't say things about that. She might cut your head off.
And the mom's like, I don't think I love you as much as I
I
used
know. She's awful. That's a horrible thing to
to.
say.
It very much is. And Fred doesn't love anyone because love is for girls. And girls are disgusting.
Ugh. So, like, they leave the child to herself. And here comes Fred, of course, now that everybody's gone. And he talks about that he's gone to Venus to fight the three-headed whatever. And, like, on the way there, he caught cornflakes disease. Trap! And he's like got this cornflakes cannon.
He's spraying
she's
out
like
of his
dancing
jacket.
in the cornflakes.
She's having a cornflake rave.
Right. And like he's like, pants pie can't save me now. The only thing that can save me is a mud pie.
So she goes and gets one of her mommy's best dishes.
Right. And he
And
brings
Fred brings in a big old lump of
Where
mud.
did he get it? And he's like, we need cornflakes and orange juice. Beautiful.
And everything on the table, basically.
Right.
Tea and sugar.
milk, lots of milk.
And it needs something.
Right.
It needs
Still too pretty.
the Jack from the Jack in the Box.
He yanks it out of the thing and sticks it on top of the pie. And then Mother calls out to her.
Are you behaving?
Right. She's like, yes. Like, she's going to come out here and we're going to make her eat all this mud pie. And then we're cut off her head with scissors.
And make her eat it.
Make her eat her own head?
Yeah.
Well,
then
I'll eat her. Then we'll get up and we'll poo her all over the table.
And then Mom's coming. Quick, hide.
Oh, right. And so he jumps into the Jack in the Box and her mom is like, ugh.
Which, hey, I got to give it to her in this instant. If I came in I didn't have no fancy dining room table.
No.
But if I had a fancy dining room table or any dining room table and I came in and my 5-year-old child had put mud and orange juice and sugar and tea and milk and cornflakes all over my table, I would have had a moment.
Right.
I got to give it to her.
Pleased.
I would not have been happy.
Thrilled.
I would have maybe locked Fred in the fucking Jack in the Box at that moment.
I know. She really loses it. And like, yeah, she tapes him up, ending their relationship. And Nigel comforts little Lizzie.
Yeah.
And
Mom
she's like,
wants him
you
to
do
tape it up.
He's like,
and
no,
she's like,
I'm not going to do
no.
it. That's fucked up. But he still leaves.
And then her father, who seemed to be a fairly good guy,
Right.
just leaves
her with
and
this
is
monster.
never mentioned again. So I don't know if he had
If
every
they
other
just-
weekend,
or
he
if they
just
left it out, like where he tried and like couldn't get custody, or she used this child against this man. I don't know, because she's
I don't
a
know,
bitch.
but it did not look. They did not make it look like he made any attempt
no,
whatsoever
that he
to
just
take
left
this
and
child.
never came back for this poor child. That
Because he
was a
could have just
prisoner.
picked her up and put her
right,
in the car.
like we're just gonna go.
Yeah.
You're fucking awful.
yeah.
That's horrible.
So
Smooth, Nigel.
Dad takes off and she
Mm-hmm.
goes in and starts cleaning up her mess.
Right, and then she writes him a note later about like, if you come back, I promise that we'll run away together.
And so he's got the note in present day. Like, so now can we run away, please?
Yes, he found it at the stupid garden shed, and he's like, we got to run away to the party.
The Charlie party.
Charlie party. And as they leave, she smashes the window with her pretty pink phone.
But there's gladioles.
No, this is when Mickey's outside the window.
I think first she bounces
she
them around
tries
with the
to go down
gladioles, and
out the
then she
door.
goes to break.
And
Yeah,
the mom and the nurse put her back in there.
and that's when she
She,
smashes
like,
the window
smashes
and
the
goes
window.
out, and Mickey's coming up the tree.
Right, and he gives her a ride to the Charlie party. That she's gonna go try to get her husband back. Poor little Mickey Bunce.
Ugh, stuck in the car truck with two girls.
Yeah, ugh. And like this is where he talks about when he drops her off about like how
Remember
he
when we
moved
were
away
6?
and I moved away and I thought I would never get to play with Betsy again. And she's like, Mickey Bunce.
So yeah, I'm
And like he says,
guessing
don't you
he
hate it
just
when
called
you're
her
right
Betsy,
about the wrong things?
which I'm not sure what that comment meant either.
That's what I'm
right
saying.
about
I'm
the
like,
wrong things.
and I've never understood it, and I don't get what's happening. And if anybody knows, would you please explain it to me?
So he's
'Cause-
right about like it's the wrong thing because he doesn't want that to happen, but he was right about that was what was going to happen, that he would never get to play with Lizzie again.
I guess.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know. I don't get it. Somebody explain it to me.
So Lizzie and Fred show up for the Charlie party.
Right. And like,
Fred is looking his snazziest
oh,
with his Dairy
his
Queen hair.
Oh, I
His
know.
hair
I love
all
that
done
little
up like a Dairy
swirly
Queen.
swoop. And they walk in and she takes the little hors d'oeuvre and like Fred takes the grape off of
that
the
dude.
toga. She did it, everyone. The lady with the grape. Like he's like, can somebody grab this?
This
Somebody
naked
take
stud standing in the middle. Why did he have nothing on underneath?
Wouldn't you? If I was wearing a toga, I'd be free balling it too. Shit.
And I also have a note that why does Fred look like the Wizard of Oz right here?
Kind of.
He gives me
He
with the
does.
cane and everything.
Uh-huh.
So they see Charles. They lose
It's
Charles.
his top dollar finest.
Yes. And then Fred goes to find him by sliding around the floor.
Right. He's on the ground and he ends up underneath a hot lady.
No panties.
No panties.
Cartoon eye
Of
pop,
course.
ear steam whistle.
And Lizzie comes over trying to get him up off the floor. And she's like, oh, I was just admiring your dress. And oh, it's very pretty. I like your dress. It's very purple.
And here comes Charles because this is
Annabella.
Elizabeth, my God.
Oh, yeah. My God. You said she was mousy.
Yes, and Fred's trying to shove her at Charles, and she lunges and throws her arms around him.
Oh, gross. They call each other wine. She like runs out of there. I know.
Yeah.
She's like, oh,
wine
Pinot
nicknames.
Noir.
What is this, Frasier?
Sophie, you're just a Jaguar salesman, Charles. Relax.
So Lizzie goes home, and Fred is yelling at her about, like, you never leave a party before it's over.
Right, not until the very, very end.
Charles comes home like, hey.
Oh, my God. He's so fucking slimy and
You know
grimy.
what I like? Bruises.
Ugh.
You looked fabulous.
Yes.
You need me.
I know.
To protect you.
Yeah, from guys like me.
And he picks her up and he takes her to bed.
Oh, you
and
fucking
she tries to
shitbird.
talk and he's like, no.
No.
Just kiss.
Yes, of course. And like,
Fred's all stoked. He tries to follow them in there.
right. He's like, nope. And now, like, they're back together and she's going to take the pills to forget about Fred. And, like, doesn't Charles call her Annabella?
So, well, first, Charles hears something and she thinks it's Fred, but it's the nurse and her
She
mom
says that
coming
he's
into
like,
the
hey,
house.
it's me. It's Charles, her husband. I'm home now.
And he smacks the nurse in the face with a frying pan.
That's
Thinking
right.
it's like some dude named Fred that she's sleeping with.
Right. But mother tells him, she's like, she's just a child.
And she tells him all about Fred, and he's like, I can handle it.
Right. Like, I can handle an imaginary friend. Like, I'm a grown up.
And she gives him those pills, and he's like,
I'll handle this, Polly.
and that's when Fred pops up and sees them making out and is like, ew, what does
That's
that
not how
taste
the
like?
pigeons do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And
What
then the
does that
zipper
taste
goes down, and he's all, you're not going to get that out, are you?
That's right. And
But
then
yeah,
they're, like,
this
making
is how
out.
the pigeons do. You're supposed to stamp on her head and peck her.
And then they're making out on the couch, and that's when he calls her Annabella.
Yes.
And she's like, what? Hold on. You said, Annabella.
No.
Yeah, yes, you did. It was you. You said, Annabella.
No, I didn't. And even if I did, isn't it better that I say Annabella here with you than be with Annabella and say your name?
I would have vomited directly into his mouth for that. That's disgusting, Charles. How dare you?
And Charles puts the pill in her mouth and tells her to say goodbye to her friend.
Right? Ugh.
And Fred
fucking
has
pig.
like pain in his guts.
Right. It hurts him physically. And like Lizzie the next morning is already annoying Charles.
Back to her childhood fucking self.
Oh my God. There she is. Always underfoot, being desperate, being,
Trying to help him shave. And he's,
He's
like,
like, no. 'Cause
You
he'd
scare
cut her.
me. Please don't.
Right. He'd cut her before. So now Janie has news.
And
but
Janie's
waiting-
power walking with her cigarette.
She's waiting for the endorphins to kick in. Hold on. Here they come. Here they come. Whoo! There it goes.
She got a huge check for this houseboat sinking.
Right, like who
River
knew?
condominium.
Yes, right. Like, have you ever seen so many zeros outside of the national debt? Thank you, drop dead Fred.
And Lizzie says she's phasing him out.
Right, and she's like, well, whatever. You got Charles back, so cool.
But that night at dinner, she's made beef Wellington. But
Beef
when Charles
Wellington.
which that's
Like, that's a lot.
I mean, I guess she's not working right
She's
now.
got the time.
Yeah.
It's his favorite though. Like,
And he opens the dish.
and it's a mud pie, and it
Hot,
squirts
steaming,
all
squirting.
over his pants.
Oh,
And she is so desperate. She's going to redo dinner. She's going to make a romantic salad.
a wonderful romantic dinner salad.
A wonderful. And he like goes into the room like, okay, I got to go change my mud pants.
And Fred is in the refrigerator like, this is the wrong man for you.
Yeah, like he's trying to help her and save her. And she's like, nope. nope, this is it. This is it. I'm going to take the goodbye pill.
And she's putting pepper on the salad, and she sneezes Fred up onto the, like, why do the walls not reach the ceiling
I
in
don't
this
know.
house?
See, because he's
Why
just a
is there-
Jaguar salesman. He can't afford walls that go all the way
like,
up.
I don't understand what's wrong with the walls in this place, but he lands on the top of the wall where he can hear Charles on the phone.
And he's talking to Annabelle. I'm your fella, Annabelle. Like, she doesn't suspect a thing.
Ugh.
Like, this could still be cool. Like, this is fine.
I'm in control of her.
I'm in the driver's seat. Like, ew.
And Fred tries to tell her, like you've got to leave him. Come
Look
on.
in here. Like, you have to listen. Like, go just before you do that. Just check in here before you do. And she goes in.
Hears it.
She hears it. And she's like, ugh.
I don't feel so good.
And she falls down and they like meld into one and off they go into like Nightmare Town.
Or it's like, I guess it's her consciousness.
Or subconscious or whatever.
Yeah.
And now she's finally here to confront her demons.
So she opens the door to her childhood home, and it's like Delia Dietz style.
Yeah, well, that's what they wanted Tim Burton to do this, and like I guess he turned it down.
It would have been cool.
It would have been, but it almost
It's
gives
good,
me
but
like,
it's
oh
good
yeah,
the
I
way
like
it
it
is,
how it
though.
is. Like
Yeah.
I don't. There's nothing that could be better for me. I love this movie.
And a car pulls up with Charles in it and his Jaguar.
And he's like, I want to take you away, Goose.
But she pulls off his Jaguar hood ornament and he blows away like a
him.
balloon.
Yep. And now they're trying to get up the stairs, but it's a
And stairs
flat,
aren't real. It's just painted
whatever.
on.
But she can imagine a tree inside the house that they can climb to get up to the second floor.
And Mega Beast mom comes out.
She can't go in there.
Tell her the magic words.
I'm not afraid of you.
She
Finally,
goes
the
up in
magic
flames.
words. So finally, Lizzie confronts her inner child, is taped to the bed.
Yes, has
And
been
she-
taped to the bed since she was like 5.
Right. She untapes her, setting her free. You don't have to be afraid anymore.
And they hug.
Oh, I could
I got a little tear.
I know. I was
got
like,
a little tear.
oh, I kind of remember how this makes me
Yep.
cry.
And Fred's like, I gotta go now.
Yep. Like I
You're
can't
ready.
go back with you. You can do this on your own. So kiss me and say, drop dead, Fred.
And she does.
And off she goes. He disappears. And like when I was watching, I was like, thank God for this commercial break because
Let me have a breath.
I
Oh
know,
my God.
Like, they need to take their boot off my neck for a second. Like I'm sad. So thankfully there was a commercial break right there. So
She wakes up on the floor of the apartment next to the last pill that she never took.
She is ready to take back her life.
And fucking Charles is already getting broken up
Oh
with
yeah,
by Annabella on the
breaks
phone.
up with him. She hangs up on him. And she brings in their romantic salad and dumps it on his head. Bye, Charles. Oh, wait. I forgot to give you something.
Wipes a booger on
Picks
his
her nose and
cheek.
wipes a booger on his cheek. And she
Drives
takes off
herself
in his
into the
Jag.
sunset in his Jag.
She goes home to Mother's to get the music box. And, like, Charles has called the house. And she's like, oh, it's Charles? And she hangs up on him.
She tells her mom to stop treating her like her enemy.
Right. And she was like, you know what? She admits to having a child to save a marriage. It didn't work. He left because of you.
Ugh, what a
Horrible.
pile of shit.
Yes, what a pile of shit. And then Mother begs her not to leave. She'll
I'll
be alone.
lonely.
Well, you know what? Maybe you should get yourself a friend.
Bye.
Bye. So she goes and she sees Mickey.
And Mickey wants to be one of her options.
Right. But they're just going to be friends and see how this plays out. Mickey will always be there. Mickey will always be there. Let's be real.
And his daughter comes running out covered in mud talking
Right.
about piss off.
Piss off. And she notices like she's got this new friend and now Lizzie can't see him. And she's like, I believe you.
Because, yeah, she says his name is Drop Dead Fred.
did it. And like Mickey doesn't really seem to.
Like, you know that her
know who
imaginary
Drop Dead-
friend
like,
was
wouldn't you
Drop
be like,
Dead
wait a minute,
Fred,
what did
right?
you just fucking say? What?
I want to Drop Dead Fred, too.
I know. I always wanted to drop dead Fred. But
Totally.
yes. So Lizzie tells her, you know what? I believe you. And the next time you see him, you give him my love. And the nanny quits. Not Fuzzcock. What was it?
Miss what?
When you looked it up, the nanny had a name or the babysitter had a name. And like Liana read it as Miss Fuzzcock, but that's not what it was because I don't think she had her glasses on.
Miss
Fezzik.
Fezzik.
And then she read it as Fuzzcock. It was funny.
So she traps her up in a rope snare.
Yes, which
Strings
Leon and
her
I
up.
did.
Oh yeah,
We did
Tessa
that from
and
this
Liana
movie.
trap somebody or trap
No,
you
trap
up.
me. We went out to see if it would work, and we didn't have a counterweight. She just yanked a rope over a tree branch and managed to fucking hoist me
Already
up into
fell.
a tree. That's funny. Well, it was just a little bit. You didn't get them shoes, did you? No. Oh,
Get them
thank
saved by the
God.
bell vans.
Thank God.
Liana spilled her drink, but she didn't get them saved by the bell vans.
But yeah, so this Do Me, I wanted an imaginary friend. It did
Oh,
Doom
hell
us
yeah, I
to
never-
try to do the tree trick, and it worked.
Yeah, I never had an imaginary friend. I don't think.
My mom says I did when I was really little. I don't remember,
No.
and she said it was really brief, and she can't even remember what like the name of it was.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
No.
I did make up weird things like my mom said I told my babysitter when I was about the age of this little girl that I had an older brother that died in a car accident.
That's horrible.
And it was like a friend of my mom's. And so she went to my mom like, oh my God,
didn't
why
know.
didn't you ever tell me you had a son that died? And my mom was like, what
What?
the fuck? Because I don't. And she's like, well, Nikki, which is what they called me.
Nikki.
Nikki told me that she had an older brother that died. And my mom was like, she's fucking making
She's
shit
lying.
up. That is not true. So
Wow.
I didn't have an imaginary friend,
don't
but
think I ever
apparently
did
I had
that.
an imaginary brother that died.
I don't think I ever did that. I can't imagine.
So, Billy will be in the photos. Oh, Billy.
Oh, Billy. Look for Oh, Billy. He's gonna be...
His Patreon $10 has gotten him into the photos for Drop Dead Fred. So if you see a face you haven't seen before,
We did not get
That's
another
Billy.
co-host. That's just a paying customer.
and we don't have any other yearbook reviews, or yearbook signings, but we want to advertise something kind of different.
Yeah. So we've kind of gotten on to something new. Like we're still gonna do this.
Something
of course.
old,
This
but
is
something
like,
new.
yeah,
Something
something
borrowed,
old,
something
something
blue.
blue. Actually, part of it is. A lot of it is blue. Rob Estie's hair is blue. Oh, Rob Estes.
So if you guys have Stream Lounge,
Yeah.
it's for you. If you don't have Stream Lounge, go get Stream Lounge.
Stream Lounge because
All
we're-
you need is Tubi, which is free. Tubi, Tubi. If you don't know what Tubi is, it's a free streaming service. It's got all kinds of weird, obscure shit on it.
right
One of the things you can find on Tubi,
is Silk Stockings
Silk Stockings, starring Rob Estes,
and Mitzi Capcha.
Mitzi Capture with
With
a
a
K.
K. Yes.
This show is not great,
No, it's actually fantastic.
but you will love it because we love it. There is so much to talk about, and we
Right.
want to live stream it on Saturdays,
Yeah, we're gonna try to maybe shoot for a couple Saturdays a month.
maybe 2 Saturdays a month. And now you know how we are. We're not good at planning.
No,
we drink a
we
lot. We
just-
smoke a lot of weed.
We just came up with this like right now.
We just got into Silk Stockings because it became available on both Tubi,
And it was
Pluto.
just- it's
I
like
think
a
it's other
vortex.
places.
It's on like 8 different things. So
The set dressing, you guys,
The
it's
costumes,
neon.
the acting,
There's a Sistine Chapel
ghost child with
child
like an
painted on the
Ebenezer
wall.
sheriff.
There's lesbian dead
body
water
water
slides.
slide.
There's so much happening on Silk Stockings.
Everything is happening on Silk Stockings.
So- So we want to do Silk Stockings Talkings with the Sams.
Yes.
Saturdays on Stream Lounge.
Yes.
It could be 2 Saturdays in a row. It could be
First and last
first
Saturday.
and last every other Saturday.
I don't know.
We'll post something when we're in the mood for some Silk Stockings.
Right. And it'll be just long enough for an episode. We're just going to get together and watch together and riff on it together.
So basically, you sign into Stream Lounge, you log in, you sign into Tubi. And so what happens is you can watch the episode along with us up in the corner talking to you.
Right.
So it's like MST3K or something.
Yeah.
So we'll be up in the corner chatting about Silk Stockings while you enjoy
Silk
the
Stockings.
beauty of Silk Stockings.
The rich Corinthian beauty.
Yes. And if you haven't seen Drop Dead Fred, oh my God, please go watch Drop Dead Fred.
We talked about this earlier that if you didn't grow up with it,
it might not hit the same way for you.
the same way because you either love this movie or.
But we did not talk about where else you know Rik Mayall from.
Oh shit! You know what?
Which is the Young Ones.
Where can you find the Young Ones? Can you find that anywhere?
Is the Young Ones available anywhere?
Because I'll watch the fuck out of some Young Ones.
That was an old British comedy. The Young Ones, if you've seen that is Rik Mayall. If you haven't seen Drop Dead Fred and you like old British comedy, this is it. You will still like this.
So yeah, go check that out if you can ever, or if you remember that one, revisit that. Yeah, this title is currently not currently available
anywhere. We gotta buy that one.
That's worth buying. That one's worth buying. Put it on the list.
And on that note,
we'll talk at you next time. Later, Doomers.